Hello, David McKnight here. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity to watch this video. You probably arrived here because you've scheduled a 30-minute discovery session with me. If by chance you're here because maybe I've sent you to this video, below the video is a link to schedule your free 30-minute discovery session. The purpose of this video is pretty simple. My goal is to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about my experience, the value proposition that I'm bringing to this challenge of helping you in your career, talk about the program that I have and where I think I can bring value. The whole really goal is to sort of get that part of it out of the way so that when we do get on the phone, I'm focused on you. I'm focused on the challenges that you're having, the opportunities we could have together in order to help you with your career. So as I go this, this is just trying to be a conversation. I'm not a professional speaker. I'm a pretty easygoing kind of a person. But I'm pretty intense about this opportunity. You may see me looking down at my screen a fair amount because I get very passionate about this stuff. And my goal with this video is to keep it as short and condensed as possible and get to what really I think the core essence is so we can get on to having our conversation. So a little bit about this session that we're about to have, this 30-minute session. I'm going to go through it. It is free. It's going to be a bit of a mini mock interview because my goal is to understand where you're at, what challenges you're facing. Best way I can do that is to do a bit of a condensed interview. Through that process, one of my goals is to share some relevant ideas and things that can impact your search today or improve and help you in your career today. So my goal is to give some value immediately that you can apply today. But most of this is really about getting to know the challenges that you're facing, understand how I can help bring value to you to meet those challenges. As you'll see, I'm not a high pressure salesperson. I'm a businessman. I'm a coach, a mentor. That's where I bring value. Yes, I make a living doing this, but it's my intent to bring a lot of value here and to help as many people as I can. And I do this free 30-minute session for a couple of reasons. Number one, because I am an employer at heart, and I see through my own personal experience, and I'll talk about that in a minute, there's a lot of disconnect out there. Really, employers are struggling too. You might not realize that, but employers are struggling to find the right people too. So I just want to be part of helping make those better connections and get really great, talented people, bust through the challenges that you're having in your search and or your career and get you, helping those employers solve problems and bring and create value. Like I said, I've lived the pain, so I understand what's going, I understand what's going through in your life. I'll talk a little bit about that too. About me. So I've been very fortunate. I spent 30 years primarily running companies, building teams. I've been very, very fortunate, I have to say it. I've been a CEO, a COO, a CFO, a founder of 3 startup companies, and I continue today to serve as a fractional CFO, part-time CFO. I do some consulting for startups, and I keep my feet in the toe of the business world because I just think it's important that I stay really relevant of what's going on out there in the marketplace. About 50% of my time now is spent coaching. I'm just very, very careful to make sure that I'm careful about managing my time so that every person that I sign up and bring into the program, I'm able to give everything I can to helping. So I think one of the things in working with me is I literally have reviewed thousands of resumes, thousands of LinkedIn profiles. I have over 35,000 connections on LinkedIn. I've hired probably close to 1,000 people or been part of teams that have hired over 1,000 people. And I've certainly mentored over 100 people in my career and helping them achieve results and get into management or leadership opportunities. One of the things I learned early in my career, and I'm very thankful for some of the mentoring I had, is that a successful company is really the results of its people. People drive it. You know, the term, you probably may have heard that, people make the difference, or our people make the difference. I absolutely believe it. It was distilled in me early on, and I believe it's one of the reasons that I've had success in building teams at companies. So it's with that sort of foundation that I am trying to bring to my clients, the people that I'm serving, you, I hope, you know, the feedback of what a hiring manager is looking for, what the employer is looking for. And here's a key difference. You know, today's world, employers are very hesitant to give a lot of feedback. You're probably finding this. I hear this is one of the biggest comments. I have all kinds of conversations, but then hear nothing. Well, the difference with this relationship is that I am the person you want to get in front of. I'm ultimately your customer too here. And in this relationship, I am free to give you my direct and honest, and I'm going to be like that, very honest feedback about what I see is not working, and even maybe more importantly, what you can do to change your world, your dynamics, your results. So one of the things too, the last 7 years, I've also been doing some recruiting, and I think that's been a very eye-opening experience. Understanding that there are some really, you know, unique tools that you recruiters use to help find the right people, to get contact information, the messaging strategies that they use, and so oftentimes I look at the process that I'm bringing as sort of a reverse recruiting approach, bringing you the same tools that recruiters are using in order to help you to drive the conversations that you really want and need. I'm not a resume writer or just a profile writer. I certainly have had wore the HR hat. I'm certainly not just your typical certified coach. I'm not, you know, and I'm not criticizing any of those. They all bring value, and I think there's value in bringing those. And if that's right for you, awesome. I can help you figure out what a good resume looks like, and I'll even guide you through that process in what I think, the way I think it's important in today's world to really communicate and connect with hiring managers. So I'm bringing a different approach to this. I wanted to share a little bit about my story as a job searcher myself. I certainly spent most of my career on the other side of the table, but about 7 years ago, I lost a job of 22 years. It was certainly surprising. Wasn't something I was necessarily expecting. At the time, really, I thought no big deal. I'll consult for a little bit and something will pop up. Well, unfortunately, it took me 18 months to find that next career opportunity. And it was a tough 18 months, a lot of financial challenges. It took a lot of toll on my wife, and even I had a couple of young kids at the time too. So it was really a bit of an eye-opening experience being on the other side of the table, understanding and realizing how broken the job search processes really were and how it wasn't working for a lot of professionals. And so I really committed at that time, sort of figuring out what was the disconnect. Why are so many people struggling? I know there's a lot of great talent out there. So I spent some time with coaches, other career coaches. I did a lot of reading and studying. And really over the last 7 years, I've fine-tuned the practice that I have today. And about 3 years ago, really started focusing more and more of my efforts on this challenge. So I get it. I understand the challenge. Been through a lot of the heartaches, and really, you know, the average job search today is 22 to 34 weeks, and I just don't want people to go through that. And so that's really my intent here, and my own personal passion about what we're trying to get accomplished. All right, I hope that made sense to you, and I hope you also took some time to maybe make some notes. If you want, go back and watch this video again and jot down some notes. And again, I mean, make sure you share this with any significant others in the family and have them watch this too, because this is an important decision. Your career success often will impact others in your family, And I totally don't blame you if you want to include others in this conversation. So please have them watch this video as well. So here's the key to this whole thing working, is that the way I look at the process is that I can go at your pace. If you're working and in a career and might have a big ass job, we can slow this down and take it in bite-sized chunks so that you still can take care of paying the bills. If you are out of work and this is a 911 situation and you're ready to go fast, we can speed that up too. That's part of why I do this discovery. I need to understand what your needs are and make sure I'm able to commit to what you need to get accomplished. A big key with this process understanding is that for this to work, you need to drive. My goal is to provide navigation, your GPS. I'll keep you on track, on pace, find the shortest route to get to where you need to go. But if you're not willing to drive, this is not going to work. I think that's really a key differentiator for management and six-figure opportunities for sure. If you're looking for those opportunities, you need to be quite comfortable driving. So, and I'm looking for that kind of a person. I'm looking for people that really are ready to roll up your sleeves and get through all these challenges and drive it. I'd much rather you calling me and contacting me and saying, David, what's next? Because I'm not going to go out there and drag you into conversations. It doesn't work. For some of you, that if you're simply looking to, I shouldn't say simply, if you're looking to get a promotion and work with your existing employer, we may go through the branding, discovery and the branding phase and stop there. And that might only take 2 or 3 weeks. Others of you that are actually jumping into the job search, we're going to want to get through the discovery and branding piece first, because I recommend you get your branding in place before you start the outreach, because people are going to immediately look at your profile, and so you want to make sure that message is clear. And so that process can take a few more weeks to start getting the kind of tractions you want. My whole goal here is the average is between 22 and 34 weeks to do a career search. I want to cut that down dramatically. That length of time and how long it's going to take you is more than anything based upon how much effort and energy that you want to put into it. So on this interview, we're going to go through, like I said, a mock interview. It's your chance to ask any questions. Hopefully you've watched this video, go back and watch it a couple times, and you've got some notes and some questions you might have of me. We're going to go through a plan that I think will work for you and address any questions that you may have. The cost of the plan, I'll lay that out for you too. There's no mysteriousness here. I go through this discovery so I can be very, very clear with a plan that works specifically for you, and that drives the cost, obviously. I use PayPal, so that it's an easy way and convenient way to take care of payment. I'll also talk about starting, how quickly we can get going. And again, part of why I do this is I'm trying to make sure I carve out the time that is needed so I give you the service you need. I don't have a fancy sales funnel, so you're not going to get about 27 emails following up on our conversation. I don't believe in that. I do hope that you'll be willing to follow up if we're not able to make a commitment on that call and get started, that you need a couple days to think about it. I respect that. I would want you to reach out to me and let me know what's going on, because I'm scheduling appointments in these discoveries based on availability, and so I don't want to hold up a spot for somebody else if you've made a decision. So I do ask that you reach out to me. And again, if you got a significant other that needs to be part of this, have her watch this or him watch this video too, so that they get an understanding of the program and what you can expect. I hope you found that helpful, and I'm really looking forward to an opportunity. I truly mean that. I enjoy these 30 minutes discovery sessions a great deal, because I just know a lot of people are struggling out there, and there are more effective ways to go about finding that promotion and getting that job or starting to build your consulting or coaching business. I'm looking forward to an opportunity to talking about that. David McKnight here, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.